if good friend is not disloyal, particularly you are not a gossip, it is so juicy, so interesting. You are telling your family members, and then they use that eye to look at that person. Hello, Open Table family. Welcome to today's episode. Some time ago, we talked about friendship, good, bad, and so many things, intricacies of friendship, having a good friend. And so today we are continuing with a second part of that topic. And it's been an interesting and exciting one. And my ladies, here we have lots more to tell you guys. And I know you're going to learn a lot and would like to hear from you. On my right is my friend, Iso. And also on my left.
Okay, you didn't say I'm your friend. You only said on my left, on your left. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, Okiki is my friend. Actually, we are sisters. Yes. We have moved beyond friendship to the sisterhood level. And so we are family, actually. And that's why holding Opentabletv has been so interesting and wonderful journey with both of them by my side and with me by their side. You've been so good. So welcome to today's show. And we're going to leave a message just before we continue. Hello, Opentable family. Thank you for watching our videos. Remember, please subscribe, like, and share this video. We appreciate your views, but we also want you to join our community and our family. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Welcome back. On this episode, we want to see what it's friendship not supposed to be. Like some of those things that you should look out for to know what to do in your friendship circle.
I think another thing that is good to really establish is the fact that we kind of use the term friendship loosely. Sometimes people say, oh, this person is my friend, but actually that person is supposed to be an acquaintance. So friendship should be somebody that you know that is close to you, like a close, at least from my definition. So if I'm wrong, please correct me. Inner circle, somebody that is trustworthy, somebody that is your ride and die, somebody that you can go the distance with. So, but you hear people say, oh, that's my friend, but the person is really not close to you, so it's more like an acquaintance. So I would say the first thing is to put it in different levels. There are people that you are cordial with, but when push comes to shove, as they say, they will not be there because there are no allegiances between the two of you. Not that the person hates you, but no allegiance. So that person, I'll put that person in the side of an acquaintance. And then friendship. So what is friendship not? That person that is not my ride and die. That person that is not loyal to me. That person that doesn't bring out the best. That is who I would say what friendship is not.
Okay, for me, I think I 100% agree with that word loyalty. For me, I think friendship should be so loyal. You should be loyal to each other. You should be able to stand, because in life there's always up and down, like the sweet time, the bad time, the times you are both struggling. Someone you can always count on, like this person would always have my back, even if the whole world is turning against me. I have someone that would know. Fine, you might, even if you've done something wrong and this person knows this thing I've done is wrong, but this person will still try to support me, but not just turn their back and say, oh, because it's the bad period for you, I won't be there for you. So that loyalty thing for me is a thing like so I would say someone that is so loyal to you should be called your friend.
So my question is, why do we need friends? Because why do we want friends? Why do we need friends? When we were born, we were not born with friends, right? We have family, maybe you have a sibling, you have your father, your mother, but we still want friends. Why is that?
That's a very good question. I don't know if I've ever really
thought about
it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think generally the human nature, you're not supposed to do life alone.
Yeah.
So we are constantly seeking companionship. That companionship can be friends, can be husband, can be siblings.
It's even different.
So there's, I think the human nature beckons for companionship.
Okay.
So that's why we need friends. That would be my knee-jerk reaction to that.
My definition of that is, or my response to that would be, because human beings are social beings.
Right.
So being a social person, you must socialize.
Yeah.
And socializing, like you said, we are not created to be isolated. There's always this familiarity with your sister, not like you in the last episode you mentioned that your sister has always been that's all you have, or that's what you focus on, more of family focused friendship for you. But for people like us, even though I had 5 other siblings aside myself, so we're 6 in total, I still needed that friendship because I like to be social.
Right.
So we are social beings that we need people that we can always talk to, because there are some things you might not be able to share with your siblings. There are some things, of course, your parents are like out of range when you are very young.
Yeah.
So you even see that kids in maybe daycare or anything from the age of 1 to 2 years in daycare, if you even put 2 siblings together in a daycare, they might not even play with one another.
Yeah,
they will still play with
yeah.
outsiders because they want to know how is this person. You want to interact. And I mean, companionship, like you said, and I think it's just social interaction in general. But now for me, there are different levels of social interaction where you have acquaintances, you have co-workers. Co-workers might not even be your acquaintances. You know, you have co-workers, you have acquaintances. Then even in the friendship circle, you still have different layers of friends. You know, you have those that are inner circle. Those are the ones we are really talking about, that they have to be loyal to me for me to keep you in my inner circle. And the number varies from person to person, but I think average should be like maybe 4 or 5 people. Anybody having his inner circle of more than 5 is I don't know what
that's not the outer circle.
Yeah, maybe the person is not filtering the circle properly. And then you now have a wider circle of maybe 10 to 15 people that are friends, or close friends. And there are some people that might just be your close friends too, but they are not your inner circle. They are not people you can tell your marital struggles. They are not people you can share your psychological struggles or tell your secrets that will make you ashamed outside there. You know, there are those are for me inner circle. Yeah. So that's friendship. People you cannot share that level could just be close friends, but I can't tell you what's happening in my bedroom. I can't tell you my kid did something I'm even ashamed to tell another person. I can't tell you the trauma I went through as a child or things like that. Stuff. But we can share about fashion. We can share about clothes. We can share about food. We can share about funny stuff about our children. You know, things like that. And then there are the general friends where we say, hello, hi. Oh, do you know that person? Yes, I know it. So for me, friendships are in many layers. But I think for me, the one we are really trying to delve into are the inner circle kind of friends, because those are the ones that can bite you. Those are the ones
because
that can stab you and it hurts. Those are the ones that can really do you a number and put you into trouble or make your life the best thing you ever think of, you know. So let's talk about what are friendship not supposed to be? What are friends not supposed to do to one another?
If we start with that inner circle of friends, going by the definition you made, they know all my secrets or they know all my deep thoughts. Now, a true friend should not use that against you.
Number one.
Maybe because I told you something from my past, something I'm ashamed of, and then in the future, something happens, and then you make reference to that and say, hey, but you have done it before, now how am I sure you didn't do it again? That will cut you really deep, because you're like, I bared my soul to you, and then you're using it as a weapon against me. So that is a red flag for me, like big red flag. Another thing that a close friend shouldn't be is in my hour of vulnerability, don't beat me down. Like if I'm going through something, anything you're going to say to me, actually maybe I did something that caused some kind of catastrophe. Anything you're going to say to me, I've already said it to myself. So you, at that point, I want a shoulder to lean on. That's not the time to
knock you down.
That's not the time to instruct, tutor, or lecture. I just need a shoulder. Let me vent. Let me be what I want to be. And I just want to rest my head. Now, if there are errors in my judgment or whatever, you can come back to it and say, remember that day, I just sorry for you. Now make a non bash. But you see this thing where you do so, they're not doing like this. They're not. Oh God, I'm speaking so much pidgin now. Sorry, guys.
She's going to interpret.
I'm going to interpret. What I mean is this. So in my hour of vulnerability, I just need a shoulder to lean on. So even if I'm in the wrong, that's not the time you want to instruct. That's not the time to say, I told you so and all that. You can come back to it later on and say, oh, that day you were in a vulnerable place, so I had to be a friend. I had to be a listening ear. But you see this, you see this, you see this. You shouldn't have done it this way. You shouldn't have done it this way. You shouldn't have done it this way. By my judgment, that's how. Then, on the lighter note, because when you were talking about alcohol, somebody once said that you should have 12 friends so that one can be a Judas.
So you have the remaining 11.
So you have 11. So that would be what I would say.
12 friends. Well, the fact that Jesus endured that is not an easy situation to find yourself, because you have a betrayer among your friends. I have experienced it. It can really cut you so deep, and it can almost lead to depression, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, for me, I think I talked about loyalty. Loyalty for me is a big thing, and another quality I would want to have in a friend is we are not all perfect. We all have times when we make mistakes. So your true friends should still be with you, like you said. No, but even later on, you can always correct and say, "Oh, I know what you did is right. You shouldn't have done it that way." But not when all other people are against you. That's when someone you call a friend, like friend, should now also join the crowd. No, I would always want someone that will stand by me. And also, we all have friends like this inner circle that knows practically everything happening, even in your home. When you are struggling, when things are happy, when you guys are happy, when you have problems, or someone you think you share with. I don't want. We all have friends. Your friend will have another friend. Your friend will have, but we should still be able. A friend should still be able to filter what they would discuss with that other third friend or the friend befriend. Like, because for me to come to you and say, "Oh, these are the struggles I have in my life, in my family," though. People say, do not, whatever you don't want a third person to hear, do not say it out. But of course, we all have that person. We are so comfortable. Like when you see each other, you can always be like, I'm always ready to spill anything. And that's kind of like when we see each other, we tend to talk about so many things that we are to catch up on things. So someone I call a friend, I don't want my things fine. I'm not definitely people talk, we get time to talk, something like him, but not the deep. There are some deep things you've actually discussed with who you think is your friend. You don't want to get out and you hear other people that are not so close to you hearing about that kind of a thing. And like you said too, a friend should be someone you can always call upon, like in your struggling time, like someone that will be that shoulder to you, like, "Oh, okay, let me just vent out. Let me tell this person my struggle," and the person will be there to pat your back, to support you, even when it might not be convenient for them, maybe taking time off their own regular activity to, like, I remember the time she was there for, like you said, like I saw on her started, like, she told me everything you did. So that's who you can really call. That's how you should. It wasn't like it might be convenient for her at that period. She might have also left. So she had actually been there for me too. Like, she had been there for one another. So I think that's what friendship. And another thing I also want to add is, of course, we are all human. We tend to offend each other, get on each other's toe. That's part of life. Right. So a good friend should be able to forgive and just let it go. As long as you've discussed it and talked over it, then not like, "Oh, I have you somewhere at the back of my corner. Meanwhile, I'm smiling, giving you a fake smile." It shouldn't be that. So those are.
So for what I'm hearing now, like Izo said, one of the points she made about what a friend is not is somebody who beats you down when you are in your lowest. Someone that keeps telling you, "I told you so," because that tends to make it look like the person is almost mocking you or laughing at your, mistakes or at what you are going through indirectly, or the person is now becoming a lecturer. Although there's always a level to it, because sometimes as friends, we still tell ourselves the truth, right? However, you should be emotionally smart, wise, and intelligent to know when to bring that correction up, even if the person is genuinely wrong, right? So a good friend, a close friend, should be somebody that will not beat you down at your lowest. Should be able to read the room and know when to explain and talk to you. That is what a good friend should do. His point of view, if good friend is not disloyal, you're always loyal to your friend, that friendship group, you are a loyal person. And particularly, you are not a gossip. You don't listen to when they share something. It's so juicy, it's so interesting. And then you are telling your family members, or like, "Do you know what happened to that, my friend?" And this is somebody they know, and then they use that eye to look at that person like, "Oh, is that what this lady is going through?" And before you know it, 3, 4, 5 people, you, the friend, just told one person and just felt, "Oh, I need to also share this
friend."
And then, you don't know where that person is taking it out to. And that's bridge of trust. So a friend is not someone that breaks your trust and your confidence, because sometimes you might not even hear it. You that you are the affected person, you might not even hear that rumor has gone out or what you said, but you that did it, that shared that story out from what your friend told you, particularly when the person tells you or has not even told you, but this story is not something I want to that the person would like me to share with another person, then don't say it. Because normally human beings, when you are going through very good situation, there's something to celebrate in your life, they don't help you share. Exactly. But when there's something negative, that's when it looks like a juicy gossip, right?
And the funny thing with all of that is when the story goes, it morphs.
So this one had
So when you now hear that version,
like, when did this happen? That's not what happened. Yeah, so friendship is so important. As long as we are actually, social beings, we still need people in our corner. And for me, friendship is when that person is there in your hour of need. Somebody that, when you need the person to support you or to help you, you can easily pick up the phone, call the person, and the person is not giving you 1,001 excuses why they are not there for you. It can happen once in a while, definitely, because we all live busy lives. I mean, Izo can't call me up every time of the day and I'll just pop up, even though I have done that severally, and vice versa. Okiki too, we actually call each other and bang, bang, bang. We just find ourselves in each other's corner when we need ourselves. But there are times that we know that the person might be busy at work, might also have personal issues going on at that moment. However, not like I call you first, second, third time, you are not there for me. Then that's a red flag.
When it becomes a pattern,
you
know that this
person is not really there for you. Exactly.
But talking about friends that tell you, like when you have friends that you discuss avenue to grow, to make maybe money, to make to go into business with each other. There are some friends like that you guys have. So is that something to consider in a friend? Like, is that a quality that you can always do? Some friends do not even want you to have as much as them or get better or even be on the same level with them, maybe jealousy or so. There are some friends like that, but some friends really wish you well deep down that, I wish my friend too can progress. So when they say any opportunity, let me just say that we did, and if you are not interested in that, is that a quality too?
It's a quality, but I also feel it's a quality of the human, of that person. It's a character of different people. There are some people, they might not even be your friend, they might be an acquaintance. But there are this kind of people that once they see an open door, they tell everybody, this is on now. Opportunities are on. So it can be a great quality to have in a friend. But you can also find that in an acquaintance.
So with what Okiki is actually saying, that actually in friendship we should look after each other's progress and not hoard information or just be gatekeeping from your friend, because you don't want that friend to no, let me be the only one having these successes, because that person, let me just be the one that is shining among our group. Like the three of us, you just say, this person is shining and you are the one they all look up to.
That kind of
you want to remain that level. So because of that, if you see an opportunity, if you see something, maybe people are buying shares, there's financial way to prosper, and you're not opening up to say, there's this IPO coming out, you want to quickly buy the IPO. Then when it gets expensive, you're not mentioning to your friend, but you have taken the lower, So there are some friendship that are like that. So you should also look out to see, is that friendship, what qualities am I seeing in my friend that shows that this person is a genuine friendship? Because when you see those kind of signs, that's not a genuine friendship. Run away from such a person. The person wants to be the king among equals, and that's not friendship. Friendship is sharing information. Friendship is wanting the successes of the other person. If you're a group of friends, one person is struggling, maybe he's out of job at a time, everybody rallies around, have you found, look at this application. Remember Okiki sending a lot of job advert and job posting, talks about application, these opportunities are here. Even with acquaintances, talk less of your own friends.
So to even buttress that point, my family is in Canada now because of a friend. Because I called him on his birthday just to extend pleasantries, and he said, you won't believe where I am. I said, where are you? He said, I'm in Canada. I say, you, because he was working he had a job in Nigeria. I say, you never talked about Canada, how come? He said, let me show you way. And we're here now. So that's a quality. It's a very good quality. in a friend.
Because for to build because for me I think I believe if everyone is doing well, then it makes him merry, like it makes him more fun, and everyone will be able to bring out money. But some friends, like you said, do not wish their friends well. Like a friend.
It looks like a mismatch.
It might be.
You know, in the beginning you might not know.
You might not know.
That's one thing about friendship. Sometimes the trace is just like in marriage. You know, in the beginning you might not see that trace in that person. Some other things brought you together, right? And then along the line, maybe 3, 5, 6 years, or not even up to that. I don't think you should take up to that for you to see that traits. But maybe about a year into your friendship, 9 months, 1 year, 1.5, you now start seeing something like, this person, when this situation happened, because situation is what will show a character, you know, the person's character. If that situation has not played out, you won't see that character. So that's when you now see this person, when this opportunity came, she did like this. Okay, I thought it was just circumstance. Then I saw it, I noticed it in another situation, and you are very sure, you are certain, you have your evidences. Then you should know that no, this person is not somebody. Then you start trying to cut off, because continue that friendship might lead you into it will affect your own progress in life. Like, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are, kind of situation.
And there's this trend I see online. I don't know if you guys have seen it, where friends comes together sharing gifts. So that brings me to the point, like people, even maybe if they are 10 in number or 5, each person buys a gift for the 10, then they hang out. You bring yours, I bring mine. Like, I've seen it and it looks kind of interesting. It looks like something I would love to have a friend I can partake in, that, like sharing gifts. And so that brings me to this, is it a question or a point? Like, what do you say about gift sharing? Is gifting part of friendship? Is it something that should be part of friendship? Like, it doesn't have to be material. Okay, gifting now, let me say material things, not, material
It doesn't have to be expensive.
Maybe expensive, but gifting, like appreciating each other with gifts.
Oh, for sure. For me, I believe friends should share gifts, because I mean, gifting, yes, it might not be material too. It could be in advice, it could be in other things, but we are talking about the material aspect of it. Friendship is also gifting, because gifting, you only give people you love, you like, people you appreciate, people that you feel have impacted your life to an extent, one way or the other, and you want to show love and appreciation. So maybe you travel somewhere, or you even just think up like, oh, it's been a while I even gave out anything to people. You won't go to just strangers. You will start from home, you know. They said charity begins at home, and home, we are talking about friends. So I believe in friends gifting one another. It might not be frequently, and then as long as it's not something that brings status symbol into the mix, because I'm also very conscious of things like that, where you want to now start reassessing. But what kind of gift did this person give? What did this person give? And you know, there's a lot of dynamics that
depends on the kind of people you have in your circle, like, because the ones I see online, like, you can tell they are happy even when they don't even assess. Maybe when they get them, I don't know, but at that point they are sharing that gift.
I think that one is more of like if they have a hangout. That's more like a hangout thing.
So this is my view of that. I think, to me, my own view is, it boils down to, because if I'm your friend you love, it boils down to my love language. Because gifts are good, I have nothing against it, but personally I prefer quality time.
But you've gifted me before. You went to a store, you saw like a throw pillowcase. I was so surprised. She just said, oh, this looks like, and she bought it for me. I wasn't doing any birthday. It wasn't like I was celebrating anything.
I've not finished.
But you saw it in a store and you remembered me straight away.
I've not finished my point. My point is, I prefer quality time. You know, when we stay, I still have vivid memories of conversations I've made with my friend. One in particular, this was Media College. We had just finished the term, and she was telling me a story of Anna and the Green Gables, and I was shading on my uniform. I still remember, because it stuck with me. Now, so again, it depends on what your friend appreciates. I remember the day Osas came to my house. I was telling me how she made her house. I was so entrapped in that story that if I was a book writer, you would have written it. So for me, those are the memories I remember. Now, do I love gifts? Yes. Do I do gifts? Yes. Because it's not the amount, it's the thought process. Because like that example you gave, I went to some place. It wasn't that expensive. I saw that, oh, this looks like this is what Okiki would like.
Yeah.
And then you bring it. It's just a small token. It's not a full drop in the cover.
But it was thoughtful of you. Yeah.
That goes into it. So for me, that's how I process getting things for my friend. I don't want to let out the secret, but I know what you all like. And so when I go somewhere, I'm like, this
looks like
that kind of thing. But for me, quality time, we chatting, talking, laughing.
Yeah, that's really important too. Yeah.
That's the one I really.
For me too, I think what's my love language among friends? Not with my husband, but among friends. I think it's quality time too. Yeah. And I may give her more than the receiver. Most times, my love language is when I give you my love, because I like giving to people. I'm not talking about gift too. I like giving my time, my effort, my attention to friends. Reciprocating is my love language. When you reciprocate that attention, you hold me there in your heart. Give me gift though. Don't give me gift. I don't remember. But if you give me, I'll take. I'll appreciate it.
You are even a jealous lover. So
I like you. My friend. And that is why over time, the years, like I gave my experience in the last episode. And I said, when I was experiencing bad friendships and I'm having some disappointment among friends, it hit me, and I grew up much later to learn egusi for egusi, ogbono for ogbono. What I mean is aura for aura. Yeah. I started learning to the boundaries of not because I give you attention. Then I started I get burnt out. Because over time, I'm not the type of person that says, I've been to that person's house 3 times. Person has never even visited me. I don't care. I don't even see it personally, initially. I didn't used to even see it. I didn't used to consider it. But when I started growing up, I realized that I matured mentally too when it comes to friendship. I realized that, no, that's not true friendship. Friendship is not one-sided. Right. Friendship has to always be on both sides. It doesn't have to be equal, like 50-50 or anything, but you have to still see that reciprocating attitude and relation, because that shows the person appreciates you. If the person does not reciprocate with you, the person is reciprocating to somebody else, and that's not you. So that means the bottle or the box you're putting that person is not doesn't place you in that box, or the level or the height. And I had to start learning to filter my friends, know that, okay, this person doesn't place me on this pedestal. I shouldn't overly expect, because that also made me to be expecting much from such people. Right. And when I don't get it, I get disappointed. Right. So of course I had to learn sometimes the hard way, but that was okay. And I have grown out of it. And I've learned that I put each person in a pedestal. So if I get close to you, I like you, I appreciate your principle, your lifestyle, I want to know you, and I see you giving me cold shoulders, quickly I shift and I don't expect anything. So I don't push myself on people in a way that by the time they act funny to me, I get hurt. So I've shielded myself that way.
So do you guys subscribe to evaluating your friendship periodically? Do you
like sitting together,
like we all have friends, and then you now take a stock of, okay, all of these friends, all these people that I call my friend, are we still friends? We started a year ago. Are we still in that level, or we've gotten deeper, or some has fallen over?
I've never thought about it. I've never done that.
I don't.
I think I've never done that.
I don't reassess. Oh, are we still on? Check my boxes. Okay, are they still doing this to me? Not necessarily. I don't. Once you're my friend for life, as long as the going is still sweet. However, if there is now a big misunderstanding, which happens from time to time, and depending on the intensity and the gravity of the issue, if there's not, that's at that point, I now start reassessing. Okay. I now reassess, is this something I can forgive? Yeah. And continue the friendship. I will forgive. Well, depending on, I know tip my husband. Because yes, we see the friends that say they are friends, and then they cheat on each other's husband, or something like that. Yeah, but that's not our type of friendship. I don't rule with such kind of friends. But if I look at the gravity of the offense and it's something I'll forgive, but I might now like, okay, sorry, from now I'm going to detach or withdraw because this person did this. if the person still tries to reach out more, try to reconnect,
Right.
and we now are able to get over that hurt, then we'll continue from where we left off. But if it is something I also know the person is withdrawing, everybody is carrying ego and well, everybody,
let's all withdraw.
yeah, life no hard though. At this age, my own is enjoy my life with good positive vibes, no negative energy in this corner.
Yeah.
That's
So I used to be the type that I didn't know how to, if maybe I get hurt, I didn't know how to bring the person to a conversation. I used to be the type that, oh, if this person really knows me, the person should know that what they did hurt me. But I had to learn over time that they probably don't even
know that.
You might think that, oh, they should know now, they're not my friend. So I had to learn over time that people can make errors and do something with good intention, but the presentation or the way they went about it rubbed me off the wrong way. So I had to learn how to, call a friend and say, oh, this thing you did, I didn't like it. Then I would now watch what the person does after. Some people would say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you took it that way. This was really my plan. And then next time they make more conscious effort not to maybe do that same thing. But some say, everything that they criticize, kind of thing. When I find that, I'm like, okay, this person, probably not. So I had to learn how to do that and I've done it in time past with some friends. I said, this thing you're doing, I don't like. And then when they continue, I just keep quiet and move to one side. And I've lost friends too. So again, because when we talk about these things, we have to balance it out. I've been not very nice to some people, and then they've come to me to say, "Oh, this thing you did, I didn't like it," and I try to apologize and then be more mindful.
So that you don't.
The intention might be good, but the presentation might be wrong.
True, because I'm sorry, I know sometimes in friendship, with what you have said, we take each other for granted at times. Unknowingly, genuinely, you just take people for granted, sometimes, and you might be crossing a line that person does not really like, Sometimes you can speak carelessly, and if we can add, one of the tests of true friendship is when I tell you, oh, that thing you did, I didn't really like it, is acknowledging and admitting, and then really genuinely discussing it and coming to a good compromise about it. Because if you're unable to do that, then that's a problem. But if your friend offends you and you cut that person off immediately without even having a conversation about it to see if it was genuine or intentional, then you yourself, you might even not be the good friend too, because as we also want people to be good to us, how good are we to others around? And then, intentionality, because I know I've had friends where they'll be out of overly being friends and, familiarity, you just have a careless talk, or you just say what we call yabbies, that you just say something to throw a jab, throw a diss on the person, and it hits a nerve on that person, because that might be a pain point for such a person, and you don't know that person is hurt by what you said. Probably you've been saying things like that before, but that day was not a very good day to have said that. So if you're able to come together and settle it, then you have to be mindful so that we keep respecting ourselves and knowing that even though we are friends and everything, but we shouldn't cross too many boundaries so that we don't end up hurting ourselves unknowingly, because it piles up, it adds up over time.
Okay, so that's actually good discussion we've had. But there's this thing that keeps coming to mind as we were discussing. Like I've heard situations where you have friends and you introduce one of your friends to another friend of yours, and they became so close.
They're still your friend.
Okay, let's use that word. Stealing our friendship. And they became so close, and most at times rubbing it off your face, and how do you?
Yeah, because I knew Izo first, and then I knew Okiki separately, and then I brought them together. And I'm happy they didn't steal my friends from me. We became one big group of friends, Yes, I've seen people experience that.
I don't know if I've experienced that in that manner. I just know that the person that introduced me to Osas, I'm not that close to her. But she wasn't really my friend, more like acquaintance. And I was fresh in the country. I needed one or two things in my laboratory. And then she said, oh, and connected the two of us. But I'm closer to her than so it's not like I stole.
No.
I now became, again, like I said, for me, friendship is first of all sight, and then when our values and everything align. I just, not to sound as if I am flattering.
No, it's flatter.
But when I met her, it was like as if I've known her all my life. You know, we talk was easy, the friendship was easy, you know. And so I've not really experienced that thing.
I've seen and heard of stories of friends that have, you know, stolen friends from one another, and it's not a very good thing because now there are different scenarios. Sometimes I've read it on social media and all that. It has not happened to me.
Right.
I've not really experienced that. There's a way that I try to keep my friends close so nobody steals them from me. However, there are some people that, because they are now close, they know, that's why they say three is a crowd at times. When you are now close, you now see them planning events together and leaving you out. You know, they don't really carry you along. You know, like, but I'm the one that introduced you. I was this person's friend first, and it hurts. It has happened to a lot of celebrities. We saw them on social media, and I don't think it's a good thing. I don't subscribe to it. Yeah. But if along the line of the three of them being friends, they realize that the first person I introduced is not a very good person too. You know, sometimes I think there was that story of this, is it Jesus girl or something that is on social media with the American woman.